Hi, everyone, and welcome back to SKG Podcast, the place where we break down the revised 2025 standards. What are the things that we should be doing, and what are the things that we need to avoid? Today, we are talking about a very important area again, continuing from the previous week where we discussed about the work placements and the resources. We are stepping towards the facilities and resources this week. And I've got a very special guest with me today, Nicole from Training Space Finder. We all know her in the industry and we all talk to her, but I thought it would be best to hear it from her what is happening in the facilities and resources. So welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Kush. Look, it's lovely to be here. Definitely an important topic, the facilities, and Training Space Finder has definitely looked at that facilities in a different way. So we'd love to chat about that now.
Perfect. I'm honestly very excited about today's episode because suddenly facilities and resources is becoming coming to the center stage of the requirements of the standards. It's always been a very important aspect of the whole application because, to be honest, we cannot start a CRICOS application till we actually look at the venue and till we actually finalize the venue. And there have been cases where some of the clients who come to us, they've been pushed back and they've been stopped just because they couldn't either find a facility which could fit the purpose or they couldn't find something that could fit the budget. And I think that's where I always come running to you. So let's hear it. How do you do it? How do you make it happen at the back end?
Well, great question. So look, we work with a lot of RTOs around Australia. Some big RTOs who take on full leases, but there are a lot of smaller RTOs that are wanting to be compliant with their venue, but also not take a full lease. So I think that's where Training Space Finder really excels. Yeah, so we as a company, we've been around for about 15 years and we work with a lot of venues with their unutilized B space. So we are extremely proficient in providing documentation packs for RTOs that are looking for a 9B compliant space.
Yeah. And I've seen your document packs, Nicole, like you do include starting from the floor plans, the 9B, the safety plan, and a very detailed outline of what exactly is available for the RTO. And I think that's very important from the clarity point of view, that we're not mixing up the resources, because when two providers come together in the delivery model, that clarity and that black and white picture is very important, either from compliance side and from the operations side as well. How do you liaise for that, and how do you ensure that is provided to both sides of the providers?
Yeah, definitely. Great question. So look, we've been, working, as I said, 15 years on these packs with ASQA. We do provide very specific information for the RTOs, which includes the marked floor plan of the exact classrooms that they are utilising for their application or training, which is very important. We also provide a copy of the Occupation 9B certificate and supporting capacity letters. So our clients pay only for the space that they are utilising. They're only committed to that particular classroom, and we do ensure that the compliance with every part of the documentation and agreement works quite well for them and works well for the consultants. So everyone seems to be happy and it's a win-win for both parties.
No, definitely. We've experienced that firsthand, so I can't agree more on that. Another thing that comes, Nicole, because with Training Space Finder, the agreements that we have, they're not necessarily in the form of sublease arrangements or something. So usually it's a higher agreement. Am I correct in understanding that?
Look, so we don't do any leases or subleases. We work under a business-to-business license agreement, which is an initial 12-month agreement at the current venue, and we have options for cancellation on both parts for the venue and the client, which offers flexibility why people are going through that ASQA application process. So the other thing that I find great and a lot of the clients are experiencing and liking at the moment is the RTOs will just pay for that space, and there is minimal upfront risk entry costs. So most venues will only be chasing a 1-month security deposit, and it's only a month paid in advance. So it is a really great economical way to get your approval with ASQA and be compliant at the same time.
And I think it works very well, as we mentioned, when we have bigger RTOs who've got like more resources on hand, they would obviously go and sign up a bigger lease. But then when it comes to medium and the small RTOs who want to enter into the market and they've got a very clear vision on the academic side, sometimes I've seen clients getting pushed out of the market just because of the space requirement, because it's not in their capacity to go sign up a huge lease straight away. And that's where I think I've seen a lot of RTOs utilizing training space finance, sort of materializing their dream to have the registration, which is definitely great. So apart from that, Nicole, what do you think, or what do you foresee in the near future? How would I have another question around the CRICOS register. We'll come to that in a bit. But with the transition into the new standards, what do you foresee? Like the arrangements will go up, and is it kind of spreading out to other facilities when we talk about simulated environments and kitchens and workshops? Like what's your feedback on that? What's happening?
Look, I think the market is definitely changing and growing in the cookery and the commercial kitchen and simulation space. So we work also in both those spaces for new RTOs that are requiring approval, but also training RTOs. So once again, going back to the RTO, will only pay for the training space that they're requiring and only the hours. So we offer a lot of flexibility with our venues, and we work with some wonderful compliant, large organisations that we do a lot of deals with. And also the venues are quite happy and the RTOs are happy because they are sharing the space, but it really complements each other in the industry. So I think space sharing is a good opportunity for entry RTOs to the market, and they grow with us and we can eventually provide them with opportunities for growth in the future. So we're there with them for the whole journey.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with that. The other question that I mentioned, I was talking about the CRICOS capacity, because sometimes within the applications, when we as consultants, we put forward the applications, the first thing is on the CRICOS register, obviously the 9B needs to be managed, and we need to make sure that we're not overlapping on the use of the space and it's all safe for the students, number of students that we are allocating within the given space. So is there any additional document that we get as part of the pack that you provide? How do we manage that CRICOS capacity overlap and to avoid any risk in that area? What do we do?
Yeah, great question. So in our full documentation pack that we do provide to the RTO and the consultant they are working with, there's a supporting capacity letter which actually comes from the venue itself. So they will mention that they have a total capacity of 500, for example, and they are only utilising 300, which allows the 100 capacity to be utilised by the RTO. So we make sure that compliance is an extremely important thing, and that they are supported in that capacity and not going over the numbers that are allowed at that venue. That's a very important compliance part that is pretty important to me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Nicole. And I think that brings us to the wrap for today. It's been a great conversation. We've been planning for it for a while now, so I'm glad it's happening finally. But it's been great to share insights directly from you. So thank you so much for sparing some time for us. And it's been a great pleasure having you.
Yeah, thanks, Kush. Thanks for having me. And as I mentioned, to any RTO that is a startup or someone that just wants to pay and utilise 1 or 2 classrooms, we're here for those people. If you'd like to have a look at our website, we're on www.trainingspacefinder.com.au. You'll be able to find some more information on us. Click the link, give me a call. I'd love to support you and your RTO, whether it's in your new application or your small growing domestic training or CRICOS as well. So we are here for everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And as always, from our side, if you need any support or any kind of queries you have as part of the transition to the revised 2025 standards, we are here to support you. You can reach out to us, or you can check our website at www.skgconsulting.com.au. Thank you so much. Stay connected, stay compliant.